y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mary, aka A Wholesome Discipline, and happy 2021. Happy 2021. We made it. We made it. And we're making it in style, clearly. So I had some really nice feedback. You guys, thank you so much. I had so many views for my little baby channel. I had so many views for my favorites in skincare of 2020. But I actually had some folks reach out to me and say they cannot use a chemical sunscreen. And basically, my favorite of the year was a combination of the mineral and chemical filters. It's very lovely. It's not very expensive. It's really good. But if you're trying to avoid the chemical filters for whatever reason, there's tons of reasons why that might be your stance, not the least of which is that it stings sensitive skin, rosacea. You're going to be looking for mineral sunscreen. Here's the problem, and you probably know this. They can be really inelegant. They can be quite drying and not the best. So I've handpicked my 5 favorites. I'm going to go from oiliest, best friendly for oily skin, and all the way to dry skin. Y'all know I'm combination. I'm somewhere in between. And I'm actually able to use all of these. The oily one for the summer and the driest one, the one for dry skin during the winter. The other 3 right in the middle, year round. So anyway, with all that being said, let's get into it. Yay! Okay, I have to thank, first of all, Angie from Hot and Flashy. Y'all probably know her. If you don't know her, you should check out her channel. She's awesome. She looks amazing. She's a little bit older than me, and she's goals. But she recommended this. Now, she has oilier skin than I do. And when I got this, I realized, oh yeah, it's quite matte. This is the Australian Gold Botanical Sunscreen, okay, SPF 50. It is titanium and zinc, right? It's got all kinds of beautiful ingredients like shea butter, stuff like that. If you're sensitive to that, it's got shea butter. It's fragrance free. It's the cheapest one here, okay? Sorry, most affordable one here. It's awesome, and they've revamped their shades. So all 5 of these have a tint in them. The tint is so important because it'll knock back the Casper. No shade, but he needs some shade. You know what I mean? And they've revamped their color formulas. So they've got one that's for very fair skin, one that's for medium skin, and one that's for deeper skin. You know me, I Goldilocks my way. This one's actually for the deeper one, but I mix it with my lighter one, and bam. Someday I won't have to do that. I'll just get the one that's good for light to medium. It's really, really good, if a little drying. I can definitely still use this year round. I just have to be really diligent about putting on a good amount of moisturizer beneath it. I have friends with oily skin, swear by it, and we'll use this in no makeup, right? Since it's got that little tint, it gives you just a little bit of coverage, just evens out your skin tone. It's a beauty. I love it. I tried the one for the body. I didn't like it, and it had a ton of fragrance in it. So really, this is it. And you can kind of get this anywhere out of all 5 of these. This is the cheapest, most affordable, and the most ubiquitous, okay? Really good stuff. Really good stuff. And water resistant. If you know you're gonna be outside and sweating, that's the one I would get. Okay, moving down the line. This one is probably good for combo to oily skin. And it doesn't have a matte finish. It's a little more of the satin to glowy finish, dewy finish. This is the Myshell. They carry this at Wholefoods. I used to work at Natural Grocers forever ago. We carried it there. So it's a green brand, okay? It doesn't have all the nasties. Of course, I love parabens. But if you're avoiding that stuff, this is clean and green. You can hear, let me show you the difference. You could night and day, these 2 textures. So this dude is really thick, kind of moussey. This dude is in a dropper bottle. That's the one thing I don't really like about it. But it smooths on like water. You see that? And it is coverage. Oh, by the way, I told you this was dark, right? You can tell. Anyway. So one is really thick and moussey, the texture, and then dries down matte. And then one is very light and watery and dries down kind of satiny, slightly dewy, slightly moisturizing. but it's still, this is one of those after a few hours, it can feel just a tiny bit tight. So I'm thinking for oily skin to combo skin, this one's a really good choice. It's the Sun Shield Liquid SPF 50, is what it's actually called. I think I purchased this on Vitacost. Not even kidding, because they had it on clearance, and I love it. And much like the Australian Gold, it's got a light to medium, medium to dark. So you can get a little bit of customization there. And so for my friends with deeper skin tones, you do have a choice. Okay, it'll be okay. You don't have to use chemical sunscreens if you don't want to. All right, moving right along, right dead center in the middle. One of my more expensive ones. This is the Kinship. It's a newer brand. They carry it at Ulta. They do all the things. They say all the stuff about clean stuff, green stuff. These are all cruelty-free, by the way, every single one of them. Fragrance-free. I like this one. This one is the they call it Self-Reflect. I love that. And you can see I'm wearing this one today, and I'm glowing to the gods under this light. So lives up to, if you're looking for that kind of dewy, shiny look. It comes out a little gray. Okay, when I first tried this, I was a little freaked out because it comes out a little gray, a little white, and it takes a second to rub in, and you're like, uh-oh, what have I done? Give it a second, let your fingers kind of warm it up, and it literally just disappears. It just leaves a beautiful glow behind. Does it smell? It's not unpleasant. None of these smell unpleasant, or I wouldn't love them. It's like that medium moisture. So it's got probiotics in it. I'll have to look at I'll put what it is on the screen. But it's got quite a bit of zinc oxide. It's 22%. It's one of the higher ones of this video. I love it. I think it's really, really quite good. And it's really good for folks with blemish-prone skin. Raise your hand if you have hormonal acne that no one asked for. I love it. I think it's my favorite new sunscreen to me this year. And considering that it's, and that's besides the dermatology, of course, but it's my favorite new mineral sunscreen. It's like $25 for almost 2 ounces. So, and it's at Ulta. You can always get it on sale, I'm sure. Okay, moving right along. Okay, so this is the most expensive one per ounce. This is the First Aid Beauty Weightless, which is true. They're no lie. Liquid sunscreen with zinc oxide. Guys, it's another shaker. Please shake it. Shake it. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Show you what it looks like. It's quite liquidy. So I think this one's maybe just a little better for drier skin than the Kinship because it's got just a little bit, it reminds me, but not a fail, of the CeraVe that I wanted to love, and it broke my heart so badly. And the shine would not die. The shine would not die. I'll insert a photo here, you guys. Anyway, it's quite glowy. It does have a little dry down, I promise. It dries down. Doesn't smell like anything. It's First Aid Beauty, so it's sensitive skin friendly. Really, that's their deal. And $34 though for 1.7 ounces. 1.5 ounces. If you got the money, honey, it's good. It's really good. And I have had friends with deeper skin say that it works on them too. So this, whatever the tint they're using, is the pigment in there is helping to knock back the cast. So it's a nice, slightly moisturizing, and when they say weightless, I mean it feels like nothing. So if you are one of those people that likes chemical sunscreens because they feel like nothing, right? You don't want to feel it on your face. You might pony up the extra cash and get this. It's really quite nice. And it's, like I said, it's more moisturizing than you think a mineral sunscreen has any right to be. So it's a really nice formula. I just wish it was a little cheaper, but she's good. And then finally, for my dry skin friends, you guys, for a long time, I was mixing these two on the ends of the spectrum to Goldilocks my way into the perfect sunscreen. This is the Josie Maran. Maran sounds nicer. Argan. Okay, it's this guy. Sorry, my cap is gross. I use it. Argan Daily Moisturizer. Notice it says moisturizer first, and then they mention, oh, by the way, it's SPF 47. Okay, so it's a nice higher SPF. Oh, did I mention that this one is a 30? This one's a 32, and then the first two are SPF 50. So Josie's up there closer to 50. It too has a little bit of a tint. I would say the tint with this is a little more salmon or peach than it is like brown. Y'all, my hands are just getting ridiculous. So see how it's like slightly pink? I don't know if you can tell here. Here's why this is for the dry skin friends. Guys, it feels like oil. Now, this is maybe a huge turnoff for my oily skin friends. You know who you are. But for my dry skin friends, this is pure comfort. It feels so good. Now, it is, of the bottles in front of me, it is the most expensive. It is $36. However, it is 2 fluid ounces, and you can buy a big jumbo. And I've been through, I mean, it was my go-to for a long, long time. Mixed. I mean, it is just brilliant. It feels so good. I just want to, it's the argan oil. Okay, talk about cosmetically elegant if you have dry skin. If you have oily skin, you may not love the way this feels. It too is very light once it's, massaged in, and it's, a nice thin layer is applied everywhere. But guys, this is really for my dry skin friends, and you will thank me later because it's so, so nice. And it does, while it's not a very serious tint, all of these choices here will give you just a very slight coverage, just a slight. So if you're slightly red, I still have a big old zit right there with full blown acne. Kinship is probably your best bet, right? But all of them have a little bit of a tint to them to help with just a little coverage, there's nothing wrong with that. And to knock back the white, the pasty face of it all. All of these are scent-free. They all have their pluses and minuses. What SPF are you using? And do you like it? Is it cruelty-free? Is it fragrance-free? And is it under $30? Because a couple of these are just a little out of my price range. I'm always on the hunt for really good ones. But honestly, if it's any of those things, I've probably tried it. And if you have a question, ask me down below. I'm planning to do how to reapply, different ways to reapply your sunscreen, because you're really supposed to do it every 4 hours or so. And if you're really sweating and really outside, every 2 hours or so. So I have some really cool tips and tricks I've picked up from here and there to share with you guys. So please, let this be, I'm not really into resolutions, but let being good about wearing a sunscreen be something that you bring into this new year to take really good care of your beautiful face. Okay? I want to see your face. Take good care of it. Please let me know if you have any questions, any suggestions. And as always, guys, please stay well. Do the best you can at staying the hell away from people with love. And always stay moving. I'll see you next time. Bye.